Okay, pardon my language, but I'm gonna say it for the sake of this video. Crushes are fucking stupid. Like, actually stupid. And I don't mean that in a hateful way. I mean it in a why do we do this to ourselves kind of way. Because if I'm being honest with you, I've had more crushes than I can even count properly. Some of them even lasted weeks, some months, some years. Years. Some felt real at the time, but when you look back at it, you start to realize something. It wasn't really about them, it was about what you felt, what you imagined, and what you wanted them to be, and what you can be with them. You just like the idea with them. Hey, it's Miles, or Juicy, whatever you want to call me. And yeah, this is gonna be a different kind of video, not really about gaming, not really about productivity, just something real. Something I think a lot of people go through but don't really want to talk about it properly because they're just ashamed. And if you've ever had a crush that messed with your head more than it should have, then you'll probably understand this. Okay, so for context, during senior high school, I became a church youth officer, and that changed everything for me, a lot. Because suddenly, I wasn't just around the same people from school anymore. I was meeting completely new people in our local congregation. Different personalities, different backgrounds. And yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, there were a lot of attractive girls there. Like a lot. And naturally, you start noticing people, start talking, start forming connections. And then boom, you get a crush. Then another, and another, and another, and it just becomes this cycle of liking someone, overthinking everything, and then eventually moving on. But there was this one girl in particular. She's actually in the same school where I'm at. And let's call her Lean. She wasn't just someone I saw from a distance. I was actually assigned as an area leader for her group, so I had a reason to talk to her, check in on her, visit, and just interact more than usual. And at first, it was normal. It was normal. Casual conversations, small talk, nothing deep, but over time I started trying a little more. I was trying to be funny, trying to be interesting, trying to act in a certain way while we're eating at the canteen. Basically trying to impress her without making it obvious. And the more I tried, the more awkward it got sometimes. You know that feeling where you overthink what you're about to say and then it comes out weird? Yeah, that. But even with that, we kept talking. We had some good moments, some normal ones, some awkward ones. And that went on for around 6 months, I think. And somewhere in that time, I started liking her for real. Not just because of how she looked, but her traits, how she carried herself, how she talked, all of it, her energy. But then things start to change. I'm not gonna go full detail into this, but I'm just gonna say in a brief manner. So me and my friends got into some issues back. Whole different story. But it affected a lot of things. And slowly, I noticed her pulling away. Our conversations got shorter, replies got dry, less effort, less energy, and you can feel that shift immediately. When you're the one paying attention, it's like something just turns off, and you're just left there trying to figure out what happened. And yeah, I saw her differently after that. Not in a bad way, but more realistically. She just had different values apart from mine, like removing that ideal version of her in my head and actually seeing who she was, and eventually I moved on. Or at least I thought I did. I don't know. Because then there was this another girl. Yes, I know. Let's call her Jewel. Completely different energy. She's also at the same school where I'm at, and she's at the same local congregation where I'm at. So yeah, I often see her. She talked to me first. Actually, I approached her first because I noticed her. I said, "Hey, weren't you from this local congregation?" Then we talked and talked, and first she laughed at my jokes. She greeted me with actual excitement, and yeah, those small things, they hit harder than you expect. She'd compliment me randomly and sometimes even get a bit touchy in a subtle way. And I'm not gonna fucking lie to you. That kind of attention can mess with your head if you're not used to it. And it did with mine. We talked about normal stuff. School, where she came from, what's her previous church duty. And I knew a bit about her too, like how she was aiming for something in the medical field at college. Which is interesting because that's something I'm considering now, but at the time, I wasn't even sure about my path yet. And then, there was this one moment that really stuck with me, even now. I hadn't been attending church activities for like 3 weeks, and we haven't seen each other at school because she's at different sections. I'm a gas and she's a STEM. And when I came back, she just walked up to me and said, "I missed you." Holy shit. Just like that. And I don't know why, but that line stayed in my head because it felt real, it felt genuine. And moments like that, they build something in you. And after that, I started noticing her more. She had a specific schedule for church, and somehow I kept attending the same time. Not even intentionally at first, because my schedule was tight and I come home late from school. She was up front, part of the choir, and I'd catch myself looking at her sometimes. And whenever I thought we made eye contact, I just panicked. Like, actually panicked. I look away, I go red, I look down, and forget what I was even doing there. And yeah, it sounds dumb, but if you've been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about, so yeah. But then, there was this one moment that changed everything. After a worship service, I was outside talking to my friend, just normal conversation. And then she walked out the church compound and she saw me. I know she saw me, and she just didn't acknowledge me. Like, no greeting, no smile, nothing. She went straight to another guy, probably the organist guy, I don't know what to call it, and started talking to him. And yeah, maybe it sounds like a little thing, but when you compare it to how she actually and usually acts around me, it completely felt different. So my friend noticed it immediately and he could tell something was off. He tried asking me what was wrong, tried talking to me, but I just didn't say anything. I was just walking, quiet, giving one word answers while he kept talking. And that walk home felt longer than usual because my head was just full of thoughts. I didn't even know how to explain it. And then when I got home, that's when it hit me, like an actual realization. Like, Eureka! What if she was just being nice the whole time? What if all those moments I thought meant something? Was that just her personality? Was just that her being friendly, polite, naturally warm to people? And then everything started making sense. The mixed signals, the attention, the compliments, it wasn't special. It never was fucking special. It just felt special because I wanted it to be. And then I grounded myself. Okay, this girl is older than me. She probably has different priorities, different standards, different things she's focused on, and me? Shit, I'm just another person in her life. And that's completely fine. Maybe you're also just another person to someone's life, and that's completely fine. Not everyone you like is meant for you. Not everything you feel has to turn into something or grow into something. And then I had another realization about myself. If I'm being real, I can actually count on my fingers how many girls have shown interest in me before and currently. And I'm not saying that to brag or anything, it just made me realize something important. If I really wanted to, I could probably get into a relationship and get a girlfriend. It's not impossible, it's not something out of reach, but the real question is, why would I? Like, actually think about it. Why do you want a relationship? Is it because you feel lonely? Is it because you're just trying to get attention? Do you just want to brag it about your friends? Because you like the idea of it? Or because everyone else seems to have one? Because if those are your reasons, it's not gonna last. You need something deeper than that. Something stable. Something intentional. Because relationships aren't just about feelings. And feelings change. They fade. They grow, they disappear, and they come back. Repeat. You need a reason that stays even when the feeling doesn't. And this is the part where I'm gonna be real with you. You can't just keep crushing on someone and get attached and overthink everything for months and years and then move on to the next person and repeat the same cycle. That's exhausting. And honestly, it holds you back more than you realize. Because instead of you building yourself and using the valuable time that God gave you, you're stuck investing your energy into something that might not even be real. And yeah, I know you've heard this before. Focus on yourself. Yes, it sounds cliche. It sounds like something every video says that you watch. But there's a reason it keeps coming up. Because it works. But not in the way people usually explain it. It's not about isolating yourself or ignoring people, ignoring everyone. It's about building something within you. Your mindset, your skills, like what are you good at, your confidence. Practice speaking in front of the fucking mirror, I don't know. Your direction, what course do you want to take? Do you want to start a business? What do you want in life? Becoming someone who doesn't rely on attention or validation. When you start doing that, things change. The way you see people changes. The way you see connection changes. The way you connect changes. You stop chasing attention and you start valuing real connections. People who actually match your energy. And people who see you for who you are, not just how you act around them. And eventually, you don't have to force anything. You don't have to chase. You don't have to overthink every little interaction because the right people will naturally come into your life. Not because you tried so hard, but because you become someone or you became someone worth connecting with. You attract what you are. So yeah, crushes are fucking stupid. Not because liking someone is wrong, but because how we handle it, how we overthink and how we imagine things, how we attach meaning to small moments, those small, insignificant moments. But I'll be real with you, it's part of growing up, it's part of learning. But don't let it consume you. Don't let it define your time. Don't let it define your energy or your focus. Just build yourself first. Go and live your life. Be fucking happy, bro. Just smile. Be happy on your own. And when something real comes along, you'll be ready for it. Because you have allocated that time into improving yourself. And yeah, if you've ever gone through something like this, I know you have, you can talk about it in the comments. And I'll read those. You're not the only one going through it. This is a really long video. I think it's just 10 minutes, I don't know. Focus on yourself and you'll attract the person that you want. Because you attract what you are. Life is a mirror, right? So just focus on yourself. Just be happy, bro. Keep doing on what makes you happy. That's about it. I'll see you in the next video. And I love you, bro. And goodbye.